Okay, so Eric, tell us what you're doing over here.
I'm just out in the street, walking around, trying to, make a dollar. Trying to get noticed, really. I'm happy I saw you, because a lot of people don't know who I am. They walk right past me. I'm actually the kid from the movie Belly. My name is Keith McNeil. I was known as Shorty, 1988, sitting on the bench with Nas. Right after that, I did Black and White with Allen Houston, Raekwon, Brooke Shields, they always in Mike Tyson. And then I got locked up in 1989. Literally from 1989 to 2019, I was incarcerated. And now I'm out, and I have no job, I'm homeless. And while in jail, I lost my mother, I lost my sister, I lost my grandmother and my grandfather. I went to all their funerals in prison. So when I came home, I didn't have a family to live with. So now I'm in the street. And I try to reach out to Hype Williams, to Nas, to certain people that I know in the industry, and it's hard,
All right, man. Shout out to Eric Keith McNeil. That's his name. I'm looking rough. Hey, get a haircut. I got to do some shaving. I'm living like a werewolf out here. It's all good. Well, excuse me. So this story came across my desk, and I thought it would only be right to do a video about it. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a video about Eric Keith McNeil. So this video is going viral right now because of some of the things that he was going through while or after, post the movie Belly. If you don't know about the movie Belly, you need to go see it. It's a hood classic, one of the best movies that, that I was a fan of coming up, directed by Hype Williams. And, if you know who Hype Williams is, he directed several music videos during that time. One of the most famous ones was Big Pimpin' with Jay-Z and UGK, rest in peace, Pimp C. And yeah, so let's check out what Eric has to say in this video.
Okay, so Eric, tell us what you're doing over here.
I'm just out in the street, walking around, trying to, make a dollar. Trying to get noticed, really. I'm happy I saw you, because a lot of people don't know who I am. They walk right past me. I'm actually the kid from the movie Belly. My name is Keith McNeil. I was known as Shorty, 1988, sitting on the bench with Nas. Right after that, I did Black and White with Allen Houston, Raekwon, Brooke Shields, they always in Mike Tyson. And then I got locked up in 1989. Literally from 1989 to 2019, I was incarcerated. And now I'm out, and I have no job, I'm homeless. And while in jail, I lost my mother, I lost my sister, I lost my grandmother and my grandfather. I went to all their funerals in prison. So when I came home, I didn't have a family to live with. So now I'm in the street. And I try to reach out to Hype Williams, to Nas, to certain people that I know in the industry, and it's hard,
But you've been home since 2019?
Yeah, back on parole. I had 2 violations. I had a 2 to 4 violation for possession of weapon in the 3rd for a knife. I was on parole. They locked me up for 2 to 4. I went to Ulster. I came back out 2022. Got locked back up, and I just came out February of this year.
And how have you been living since February, since you've been home?
I've been in like 4 different shelters. They kicked me out.
I'm very familiar with his story.
I sleep on the train. I slept on the train last night. And I just stopped at Dykeman Stop and tried to go in the store, steal some deodorants and sell them.
And are you worried about getting arrested again?
I think I live better in prison than I do in the street, honestly.
And what was the most serious charge that you were convicted on?
Attempted murder and robbery. My friend went up to a cop undercover, tried to rob him. He pulled his gun out and shot my friend, and I shot back at him. They made the news and everything. The helicopter landed on top of the building. I did belly in, and they bum rushed the house and locked me up. That was 2004.
What would you like people to do? Like you say, you're reaching out to people, but
I would like to tell my story. I want to talk to kids, and I want to tell them I was in belly because I didn't have parents. I was 12 years old, running around South Jamaica, Queens with a gun, smoking weed. And everybody like, yo, Shorty smoking weed, he ain't got parents. And that's when they Swing hooked me up with Powerful, who knew Wu-Tang Clan, and they got me in Belly. And then that made me a little worse because I didn't have parental guidance. So now I got hood status. Now I got a gun on me. Now I got money. I got access to stuff that a child shouldn't have access to only because of the movie. So it just made me more ruthless and dangerous, you know? And that's when I got arrested for shooting somebody in 1999 on Farmers 144th. I shot somebody when I was 13. I went to Spofford. Then I came out when I was about 15, 16, and that's when the thing happened with the cop. And then I just did all my 20s and half of my 30s in prison.
Would you say that you're reformed?
I'm reformed. I am. Mentally, I'm a lot smarter. Because, you know, sometimes what you go through can make you or break you. It made me more than it broke me. Although I'm broken, it made me more than it broke me. You know, because I'm a lot smarter. I couldn't read when I was arrested.
Have you tried to get a job or go to any of these? What about some of these programs that help
I spoke to
men that are
Erica Ford. I spoke to Lance Furtado, the 100 Suits. I spoke to a lot of them. They said they're gonna give me a call back. Then they said, oh, we're not hiring now. We book now. I tried for CEO. I tried for a lot of different organizations to get a job. I walk around and ask people doing construction, could I volunteer off the books? You know, a lot of, not that I'm not racist, but a lot of Spanish people got them jobs.
Right.
So they're not gonna let me work with them because you know.
Right.
So it's hard. It's hard. And I don't want to sell crack. I don't want to rob nobody. I don't want to do nothing that put me back in jail for more than a parole violation. You understand?
Right.
I'm not that stupid. I get a little shoplifting charge, go 4 months, 5 months. But if I rob somebody, shoot somebody, I'm doing 20 years. And I don't have another 20, I'm about to be 40 years old. I don't have another 20 years to do.
And what about, do you carry a gun now?
Hell no.
A knife?
No weapon.
It's dangerous sleeping on the streets.
No weapon. I boxed in jail for years. So I'm capable to defend myself. But I don't do drugs. I don't carry weapons. I just drink. I drink all day.
What do you think when you came out and you see, like, especially now, all these, the gang, you know, all the gang violence and how much it's grown and how much it's affected with the youth? Some of them.
This is something I want to target. When I was in prison, I started a nonprofit called Step Up, striving to end peer pressure, uniting positive people. I created that myself. When I came home, I didn't have nothing but an EBT card and release papers. You know, I wanted to talk to kids about that because if there's no leadership. When I grew up, I had the 5%ers, and they taught me how to, read this book. You want to smoke weed? Read this book. You want to do this? Do this. Something educational. Now they don't do nothing. They listen to drill music. Everybody looks the same, do the same, and no one chasing a facade. Because reality's gonna hit you. When reality hits you, you're gonna be knocked off your feet. And it did to me. When I was a kid, people used to tell me, stay in school, do this. I didn't listen to them. Now look at me, I'm about to be 40 with nothing. Homeless, no family, no nothing. Now if I listened to them when I was 12, 13, I probably been a millionaire right now. You understand? So that's something I want to talk to kids about. All of this is a facade. You got one life, and you have to live that to your full capacity.
Right.
And that's not chasing this out here. And that's what I want to talk to kids, especially me being who I am. Yeah, listen. Oh, you did, like Bobby Smurder. He always talk about me. Yo, the little kid from the movie made me smoke weed. So if it impacted Bobby Smurder, imagine how many other kids watching me on that bench and want to pick up a gun.
Right.
But do they know what I went through after that?
Right. And what it did to your life, and what in reality it did to your life.
That's what I want to talk to them about.
Well, thank you for talking with me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
I respect you and love you, Service. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, shout out to Lisa Ever Live. Follow her on TikTok. Now I thought this particular story was interesting because I can definitely relate to it. You know, some of the stuff that I went through, I'm still going through, and it's hard, man, when you're a convicted felon. And you know, I be getting a lot of pushback when I talk about being a felon and trying to adapt in society as a a regular person, human being, but at the end of the day, it all depends on what type of charge you had and how much time you did in prison. Like for me, for example, I got a bank robbery charge. So like getting a regular job is just unheard of. And people say, well, they only go back so many years. I think people just really be talking because that's just not true in a lot of cases. And that's just what it is. That's just not true. There's certain companies, especially big corporations. We talk about places where you can make a lot of money, enough money to survive, take care of your kids. A lot of these places, they're not going to let you in for insurance purposes. A lot of people say, yeah, well, I know some felons got jobs here and there. It depends on what type of felony they had, though. Like for me, for example, a bank robbery charge is a high risk for certain corporations, even like McDonald's. So I couldn't get a job at McDonald's simply because I have a bank robbery on my record, because the insurance companies that cover McDonald's, defaults or whatever happens, like if somebody comes in and robs a McDonald's, the insurance wouldn't pay out McDonald's because I work there and I have a robbery on my record, certain type of robberies. So I understand his position. He say he's almost 40, man. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him. His Instagram is King XXL 144. King XXL 144. It's right here on the screen too, if you look in the caption. And man, if you can, man, go try to help that brother out. I wish I could help him. You know what I mean? I would love to do a story on him. He said he wants to do a story. So if anybody want to, put up the financing or the budget to go out there and film his story, I'm willing to do that. But I would love to do the story on here because I love the movie Belly, man. That was one of my favorite films. One of my top films, of all time. That, Shotuz, and a couple others. But definitely Belly. Belly is the movie that got me inspired to get into film. And yeah, man, that's just a sad situation so I'm going to pray for Eric, man. Because I know what he's going through. I've been through it, and some of the stuff I'm still going through. Because it's hard out here for a convicted felon who has, rehabilitated, changed his life, and trying to move on. And then you become targets. You get targeted by people who knew you from the past. And people tend to always bring up your past as if you're still that person. But the truth is they're still that person from the past. So they be affected about, by stuff you did back then because it may have affected them then, but they fail to realize that it affected you too, and you had to change your ways. So yeah, man, shout out to Eric, man, and I hope he gets better, man, and gets put in a better position, have better opportunities, to make a living, to survive and take care of himself, but the truth is a lot of times that just never happens because people don't truly want to help. They don't really want to see nobody win. Everybody be out here for himself. And that's why you got to be out here for yourself. But peace, love, and light, man. That's the Laylo Show. I'm gonna come back with y'all with another topic later on today. But make sure y'all go check out Shoot Your Shot Film Festival. Check out the sponsors right there. And hit my Cash App if you can. You feel me? And I'm gone.